Well, I have some good news, some bad news, and then a little bit of good news after the bad news. Oilers are moving on to Game 7. Absolutely phenomenal. The bad news is that Canada is being flooded with immigration. The good news is that more and more people are now being aware of it, and Pierre Paquette had said something about it. So we might be able to fix it. Let's not get our panties tied in a knot here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Happy weekend. Happy Oilers victory from last night. Game 7 is on Monday. For those who don't know or when the next game is, there you go. We're all going to be tuning in to watch that. Man, bring the cup home. Wouldn't that be incredible? Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you all to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. It does really help grow the channel. And I hope you consider turning post notifications on, so that little bell icon shows up so you can actually be notified of upcoming videos. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. So this is a beautiful moment from the Oilers game yesterday where people were chanting, "Oh Canada," but they left out the woke part. Beauty. For those who don't know, Canada changed its national anthem, and I won't even show what the words are to that one because I don't want to give it any attention. We are sticking with the true national anthem. And in a little bit of a glimmer of hope of what's not Canadian news, but hopefully one day it might be, you have Louisiana is doing the right thing. This is the way. Louisiana becomes the first state to allow surgical castration as punishment for child molesters. Wow. Let's start off the video with a bit of a good news and round of applause for Louisiana. CTV is biting their tongue right now because they're reporting on that, but not to fret because tonight we're going to be doing a live stream Saturdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to set your alarm for that. I will have the stream prep by the time this video goes up because we're going to be digging into that, but also like a lot of other Canadian news that we're not focusing on in this video. So what we're talking about in this video is just immigration, right? There's something that's kind of going noticed. You can't turn your eye to it. Doesn't matter how far north, how far east, how far west, to what small community you choose. It's kind of everywhere. And well, this is not Canada, but this is what is about to happen in Canada. This is Denmark. Allah. Okay, so that has actually happened in Canada, just not at that level. In fact, it's happened in the streets, I believe, of Mississauga, where you've had these massive gatherings for prayers, and they've just like blocked off roads because they're doing prayers in the streets. And well, Canada is not right now putting a halt to immigration. They're amping things up, which is why you have so many protests. You have so many like campaigns, which we're going to be getting into, and why the leader of the opposition, Canada's next Prime Minister, Pierre Paquette, is actually now broken his silence on this. And I did actually just make a video about this yesterday on my extra channel, but I got like 31,000 views. I'm hoping that using Mr. Sunshine Baby, the bigger channel, it'll help get it more views. So that's why we're not really cross-pollinating, but a little bit. This is a new announcement here. Canada is reportedly preparing to evacuate 45,000 citizens from Lebanon amid war fears. And this is something that Canadians don't want. You have one of the top comments here. It's on the other side of the world. We don't need them. And that's kind of the consensus of what's happening right now in Canada. So you may remember this. This was a viral ad campaign that the Paramount Fine Foods CEO, Mohammed Faki, said he's offering a $25,000 bounty for the name of whoever had this billboard in Toronto. Is this Yemen? Is this Syria? Is this Iraq? No, again, a lot of Muslims having prayer sessions. This is Canada. Wake up, Canada. You are under siege. So that went viral. That got picked up by the mainstream media, and everyone's been talking about it. And well, the person who was in charge of that, as I expressed on this video in the Mr. Sunshine Extra on that channel yesterday, it was Ezra Levant. Ezra came out and said right in the Toronto Police Service building or City Hall, saying, "Where's the chief? I've come to his office either to turn myself in for arrest or to talk to him about censorship threats. I've brought the truck with me if he wants a ride."
Hey everybody, I'm now inside the police headquarters in Toronto, and I presented myself to the reception desk, and I said I was here to turn myself in or to interview the chief, whichever the chief prefers. So if they want to arrest me or if they want to talk to me, because I'd like to talk to the chief. I think he's panicking right now. He doesn't know what to do. He thought we would just roll over. This wasn't really in the scenarios. They sent a lady officer out to surreptitiously film me on her pink iPhone, and I walked up to her and I said, "Hey, let's talk," and she sort of ran away bravely. I guess courage runs in the family for the DemQ Police Department. Look,
Monty Python reference.
I just want to find out who the hell died and appointed the chief a censor, and why is he going after billboard trucks instead of this insane crime wave that has washed over Toronto on his watch? Maybe that's why he's doing it, to distract from his utter failure.
Okay, so for those that have seen that, it's pretty much there, and then he gets in the truck, right, and drives it around Toronto. It's a very interesting and cheeky ad campaign where it skirts the line between, yeah, no, this is really happening, and whoa, you have balls, like massive stone and steel balls, Ezra, for doing that. Incredible. And then you have, the latest development is stuff like this. "I see you bravely blocked any replies. You've become an international laughingstock. Again, I thought nothing could top when you told homeowners to help car thieves." Remember that? And he's replying to, that's Ezra Levant, replying to the chief about this video right here.
There's also updated advice for all vehicle owners, a message echoed by Toronto Police speaking at an Etobicoke safety meeting last month. Constable Marco Ricciardi had a new message for vehicle owners who keep their fobs in Faraday pouches.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns. They're loaded.
That's why.
So that's the state of Canada, where specifically Toronto is. They're under siege, apparently, and if someone's trying to break into your house, just let them do it, because, yeah, you just should. The police say that you should. Since this whole ad campaign, Ezra Levant has talked to the disgraced former mayor, John Tory. And this is a little bit of their conversation.
I'm surprised you had me on the show.
Well, look, we're trying to be fair. I certainly have always tried to sort of make sure everybody has a chance to say their piece. I'll just introduce you.
John, I want to disagree with you there, because what you've just been talking about is criminalizing people with different opinions. That billboard truck and the ad that's been running on it is a different opinion. You might even think it's a rude opinion. You definitely think it's a wrong opinion. Got it. And you know what? You could actually be right. But what you've then done is said that should be prosecuted as a crime instead of debated. And so that's why I'm surprised that you are having me on, because who knows? Maybe you think disagreeing with you is a hate crime.
No, it's not. Look, it's not about me.
You got to be for free speech.
Let me have a chance here, Ezra.
You've had an hour to defame me. You didn't even invite me on the show, John.
Well, because
that shows your ideas are brittle. That's why you want to censor anyone who contradicts.
I don't want to censor anybody, except when it crosses.
You want me prosecuted,
Ezra.
Want me prosecuted.
Okay, why don't you finish and then I'll have a word, okay?
I know. You know why you want me prosecuted, John? You know what? I think you're being very dramatic the last hour, and I think I know why. And I'd love your answer to this.
That me and the 10 people I've had on roundtables this morning who agree with me, by the way, all of them to a person.
Well, gee, it's almost like you've invited your own echo chamber in. But John, here's my question to you: for 8 months,
oh my God, Ezra,
Toronto has had a crime wave of anti-Semitic violence, including a girls' school that was shot up by masked men, people, masked Hamas supporters going through Jewish neighborhoods, shrieking anti-Semitism, roads into residential
and I've
areas,
talked about it here 100 times, Ezra. I've talked about all those examples and how unacceptable that is.
Prosecution of hate crimes against them.
Oh, absolutely, we've talked about it. And the police have been investigating all of those things, Ezra, and you know that.
No, the police have turned a blind eye to them.
That's rubbish.
The police, there is an apartheid siege of the University of Toronto right now, where they check your religion, and if you're a Jew, you're not allowed to.
And Ezra,
John,
maybe if you were listening yesterday, I'm sure you don't monitor this program 24 hours a day. If you were listening yesterday, I said the U of T and everybody else involved have left this way too long because of that kind of behavior that is going on and because it represents an occupation of public property that is inappropriate. I said that yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. And the notion the police are not investigating the anti-Semitism and incidents of anti-Semitism in Toronto, you're the one that's ill-informed. You're in a news organization, so-called, and you should know that. They're investigating it.
Where's the hate speech prosecution? There's a billboard truck going around Toronto right now with anti-Semitic, pro-genocide messages. That billboard truck has been driving around with impunity. Neither the media nor the police give a damn because you're afraid. And I know why you're afraid, because the demographics of this town suggest that the Muslim vote is very important.
I have said...
Yeah, and we all know that, like, it is possible that the police are investigating, which means that there's a file on these incidences and someone's going to get around to it eventually. That's their definition of an investigation. But we all know that when something has massive attention, such as this billboard, the cops are on it, the media's on it right away because it's a big social event and you could potentially win political points if you take immediate action, especially if it's done publicly. And that's kind of the hypocrisy that Ezra has been pointing out. And it's pretty truthful, man. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. And so while all of this has happened simultaneously, the stars have aligned. I don't know if it's like, crazy timing or Canada's had enough. And people are definitely happy that this next clip has happened that I'm about to show you. But people want it to be in English. They want it to be at a rally. They want it to be at a press conference. This is the clip that is going to change the landscape in Canada forever. You have Pierre Paquette, who is saying that we need to bring in less immigrants. We need to do something because it's getting out of control. Pierre Paquette says under a conservative government, immigration will be much lower, especially for temporary immigration. He says it's impossible to bring in 1.2 million people into the country per year while only building 200,000 homes. Let's take a look at the video clip.
Poilievre s'engagerait à des chiffres au moins là-dessus.
Oh, ça va être beaucoup plus bas, surtout pour l'immigration temporaire. C'est impossible d'inviter 1,2 million de personnes, nouvelles personnes au Canada chaque année lorsqu'on bâtit 200 000 logements. C'est impossible. Il y a pas de place. Le Québec est au point de rupture.
Right. So awesome. Right? Lots of people lots of Canadians are on board with that message. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for, we're past the breaking point where now we need the politicians to actually acknowledge it. And of course, the sellout NDP Jagmeet Singh, they're not going to do anything. They're going to pander because he's a cockroach. He's trying to bottom feed off of just absolutely anyone that he can get. But I think that closer to the election, you're going to start to see the narrative change from other parties that are saying, we definitely need to do something. And this is something that the reason why Pierre said this in French is because it's in Quebec where he said this, because Quebec has had Roxham Road open where you have people literally walking from America through a trail into Canada, and they are greeted by Canadian agents saying, welcome to Canada, take this pamphlet and go stay at this hotel, we'll get you situated, or something of the sorts. Absolutely insane what's going on. And it's been a massive issue for a very long time, which is why you have Bill Maher, who's talked about this on his show a long time ago. And people are calling this racist. People are saying that, you can't talk badly about immigrants or people that are coming into Canada in the masses because it's racist and we have to be inclusive and yada, yada, yada. Man, I am telling you, if you had 5, 10, 15, 20 million people, white people, go into India, India would be like, hey, whoa, what's going on here? Where are all these people coming from? Are they adapting to our Indian culture, or are they trying to bring their culture, not because of the color of their skin, but because of where they're from? They could be Americans, right? 20 million Americans from Texas moved to India, and they're going, hey, this is the new Texas, y'all. We got guns, we got chewing tobacco, and we got beer. We love those things. America, yeah. India would then say, no, this is India. You got to go back to Texas in America. And they would say, no, we're going to protest now. That's kind of, you haven't seen that because no one wants to do that. But if that ever happened, you would have a similar reaction, but way more aggressive and way more immediate from the governments and the people. But yeah, we don't do that because it's racist to talk about it, apparently. Let's see what Bill Maher has to say.
There's only one problem with thinking everything's better in Canada. It's not. Not anymore, anyway. Last year, Canada added 1.3 million people, which is a lot in 1 year, the equivalent of the U.S. adding 11 million migrants in 1 year. And now they're experiencing a housing crisis even worse than ours. And we're sleeping in tents. Honestly, Canada, I'm not saying any of this because I enjoy it. I don't, because I've always enjoyed you. But I need to cite you as a cautionary tale to help my country. And the moral of that tale is, yes, you can move too far left. And when you do, you wind up pushing the people in the middle to the right. At its worst, Canada is what American voters think happens when there's no one putting a check on extreme wokeness.
Canada has almost done irreversible damage to the point where it's not just Canadians that are talking about it, and it's not just in alternative media here in Canada. It's not just YouTubers talking about it. It's in the mainstream media. You have everybody is aware of the current problems, the cost of living and the immigration crisis here. And it's even gone out of our borders, no pun intended, to people like Bill Maher and other figureheads in America, such as Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson, even though he's Canadian, I don't even think he's residing in Canada, and other massive public figures have all acknowledged the same problems here in Canada. Our government is a bunch of gas-lighting hypocrites. They are throwing us into perpetual amounts of debt, lying about it, telling us that everything is okay while it's clearly not. And people are fed up, and rightfully so. It's gone too far. It's gone way, way, way past the left where they ever thought that the left could possibly go. And now we're living in this radical place here in Canada. And the only way to really get ourselves out of this is by coming together and picking party that we can agree is better to replace Justin Trudeau. And all signs are leading towards Pierre Paquette and the Conservative Party, soon to be Conservative government, because, I mean, they have great ideas so far, but we're going to have to wait and see how things play out, because not only are these some of the issues that they have to address, but they also have to talk about, I mean, all of the other progressive stuff, like all the pronouns and things like that. Here, we got a bit of a clip about that from Bill Maher. Let's take a look.
Like the saga of Canadian shop teacher Kayla Lemieux, whose pronouns are she, her, and those. Kayla's now back to being a guy named Kerry, but 2 years ago when they showed up to teach children, the progressive high school they taught at said that they, the school, not the person.
Gets confusing.
Really, you couldn't have found another word. We were using that one. Anyway, okay. They were committed to a safe environment for gender expression. Safe for who? What about the children?
Do you know why we've gotten to this point? It's because people have been too afraid to say no, because then you get criticized by woke radical extremists going, how dare you, how dare you, how dare you, you have to let immigrants in, you have to do this, that's racist, you have to allow people like this to teach children because if you don't, you're wrong, you're homophobic, blah, 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 blah. Enough is enough. Canada, we got to take our country back. And if saying no is the first step, then sign me up. ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to end this video. I would love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Don't forget to go set the reminder on the channel for the live stream at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to seeing you all there. Peace and love, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.